Today we check out one of the most impressive race ESCs on the market in the RC industry. There it is, the Maclan Racing MMax Pro competition electronic speed control. Now this is intended for most 1/10 scaled vehicles, and it is a censored brushless setup. As we look on the side of the box, this has a full 32-bit CPU built in. I mean, that's cool. I mean, you don't see that with many of our ESCs these days. New gen algorithm, USB on board, has data logging. It is Windows compatible as far as the software, high performance, BEC, and it is a high efficiency cooling item. As far as the box size, this thing is small. It's about the size of a deck of cards, and to give you a visual, this is my iPhone 6S. And I mean, this is a teeny tiny box, and I really appreciate that they've kind of shrunk down the box sizes these days to, accommodate, a little less cardboard on the planet. So as we look inside here, we're instantly greeted with a owner's manual, it looks to be. Oh, and some decals, so that's pretty cool. We have some Maclan Racing decals, which are always appreciated. Looks like we have a quick install guide right here. And then we have, it looks to be a full owner's manual, or very small one actually. It's just a few pages. It looks like it folds out, might be some sort of flow chart as to what the ESC is capable of. And it has teeny tiny writing. Gosh, I need my glasses on this one. As we look into the box here, you can just see a portion of the MMax Pro just kind of sticking out. And immediately, the first thing I grabbed was a set of calipers here, because we're going to measure it up. This thing is tiny. If you have a vehicle that has just no real estate value whatsoever on that chassis, this might be the ESC for you. So looking into the contents of the box, we have several different items here. The first off being a USB micro to a standard USB plug, and that's going to be very useful because this has onboard USB micro straight on the ESC. We do have two different receiver plugs. These are actually just an extra item. So you have the receiver plug that is about 7 to almost 8 inches in length, plugging straight into the ESC, and then your receiver plug. They give you an extra one, which is really nice. So if you happen to damage one, you have a replacement right inside the box. Next thing is the switch. This is also a plug and play item. This plugs straight into the ESC, and then there's a look at your switch right there. Lastly, we have a fan that looks very, very nice. I mean, your standard fan for your ESC, and it has all of the mounting hardware. And there's been some ESCs that have been released on the market that don't even include a fan, so this is a nice added touch. Now finally, the star of the show, the Maclan Racing MMax Pro. This thing is pretty cool, and it's very small. This thing is all aluminum construction all the way around. The bottom, the side, definitely the top here, where you see a very unique kind of chamfering of the aluminum, but then also lots of different cutouts, including these angled cuts right there, very fine cuts throughout the top, and just a pretty cool design. You do have slots there to mount the included fan, which is pretty nice. Now up here on the top, or the front of the ESC, 3 different plugs. So we have one right here for the fan, one for the receiver. There is an extra one, which I believe is for the power button. And then finally, that onboard USB that actually is the micro USB size. So pretty cool. It comes with this little plug here before I end up dropping this thing. Move along to the side here, we do have A-, B+, and C for the wire organization. Sensor port is located right underneath the board for the wires. Speaking of wires, these are some very nice silicone flex wires, what they're labeled. I don't see a gauge, but I would have to guess these are probably 12 gauge wire. There's about 8 inches of wire already pre-tinned on the ends, and the positive wire is marked with a kind of piece of flex seal on it. So pretty nice that they're including that. Right here, the capacitor bank has 3 capacitors on there, and then of course the Maclan logo on the bottom with plus and minus for the wire organization. Back side of it is nothing special, just plain black. And then finally we have more of the laser etch design here with 32-bit ultra high speed processor, MMax Pro. Bottom side here, once again, more logos. This thing is just super high quality. It just screams attention to detail, quality, and I'm sure this is going to feel great on the track as well. So, all right, so let's do some real world measurements. Got my handy calipers right here. Going to set it to 0. It was flickering around. Now, keep in mind, there are posts here that kind of bulge out slightly, so I am going to include those posts as well in these measurements. And let's go ahead and start with the height, excluding the fan. So if you decide to mount the fan, that'll be a little bit higher. This measures out almost exactly at 20 millimeters in height. As far as the length of it, once again with that post, we're looking at 40.65 right there as far as the overall length. As far as the width of it, and we are going to include the board for the wires as well. We'll include that. I'll give you a quick measurement without as well. 36.4. Without it, we're looking at right under 30 millimeters in width right there. So a pretty nice design, and I've got to say it is probably one of the smaller in size of ESCs on the market for 1/10 scale racing. Another great option to program your ESC directly from Maclan Racing is their programming box. Now this not only includes the small box right here, a little lanyard to keep it secure, but then all of the wiring you would need, including that micro USB up to a USB here. So pretty nice, and I mean everything's in the same package here. This thing goes for about 30 bucks or so if you look over at A-Main Hobbies, but pretty nice. And the model number really quick for you guys. I'll have everything in the video description so you can check it out for yourself. Well guys, that is my quick little unboxing here of the Maclan Racing MMax Pro speed control. I've got to say, I can't wait to get this thing installed. I have a pretty special motor as well slotted for this speed control, so can't wait to get that mated up, and we will catch you on the next one. Well, if you guys have any questions about this item, please feel free to post it on down below, and as always, thumbs up and subscribe. That's it for now, guys. Over and out.